What up, everybody? This is Big Elbow, like always, chilling with dos little hombres, Averno, Atlantis, and I just went to the Central Valley Con in Modesto, California, which is about a 2-hour drive away from where I live. Had a good time. Actually, the admission was you could buy you could pre-buy your ticket for $5 or it's $10 at the door. But since it's Veterans Day weekend, they had if you have your military ID, you get in for free. So that's what I did. It was cool. It's put on by the same group that put on Stockton Con and Grape City Con. I've been to Stockton Con twice, and it was awesome. Never been to Grape City Con, but I'm sure it's cool. Not quite as big as Stockton Con, and it was only one day instead of two, but it was fun. I long drive, but not as far as Stockton. So, anyways, I had a good time and got some decent deals, and a lot of books just that I was looking for. I checked a lot of stuff off my list. I'm not really a big key buyer, so none of that stuff, but still a lot of stuff that I wanted and I'm looking forward to reading. So I'll start with the few dollar books that I bought. And I got this True Believers, Wolverine versus Sabretooth. I like the art on this one. I meant to order it when it first came out, but I didn't, so I just picked it up when I seen it. I got this Twisted Savage Dragon Funnies, Savage Dragon versus Mako, or Mako, however you say it. It says issue 169, so I think it might actually be the back cover to Savage Dragon 169. I'm not completely sure. I don't really know what it is. I really just bought it because I have a fascination with this Sharkman guy. Like, whenever I always enjoy his shit in Savage Dragon. Whenever I see him on the cover, I buy it. So that was a dollar book, so I got it. I don't even really like that cover that much, but fuck it. This Mako's my dude. And then I got these Pantera. It's like the band. I like Pantera. I really love the Vulgar Display of Power CD or album. It's a pretty awesome album if you get the chance to listen to it. And then I got this Faith No More. I'm a big fan of Faith No More. Faith No More is my shit. Not a big fan of this cover, but fuck it, And then on the back side there is a Mr. Bungle. I actually like this cover a lot, and then it has all the it looks like all the horror movie guys or masks and faces, guys wearing the horror masks. But I like this cover. Mr. Bungle, if you don't know, is one of Mike Patton, the lead singer of Faith No More, one of his various bands. He has a shitload of bands. I think I heard a Mr. Bungle album that was good, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so those were $1. I got those. I also picked up a Metallica book for my nephew, Dallas. So, Dally, if you're watching, you're welcome. So I got those for $1 each. This next set of books I picked up from a vendor. They were all dollar books, but he had a special where if you bought 15 books, it was $10. So that rough averages out to about 65 cents a book or something like that, somewhere around there. So that's not too bad. I got this Savage Wolverine number 7. I got this just for the Joe Mad art. He did like 2 issues on Savage Wolverine, and I already have the other one, so I got that one just to get the 2 issues he did on this book. The art is awesome, so I'll pick that up for 60-some cents. Same with this here, this Invincible Iron Man. I'm a big fan of Curran Grant, of his art. His style has evolved a lot over the years. It doesn't really look so much like this anymore, but I like his new style and I like his old stuff. So I picked that up. I got a couple more issues of that. And then this is a run filler. The New Invaders. I read the first 6 issues, 5 issues I think, and I enjoyed it. I don't think I've ever read anything else by the writer, but I think this is C.P. Smith on art, which I enjoy. Did Scott Collins draw it? No, it's C.P. Smith. So yeah, those are I enjoyed those books. So I think that's the last one I need actually. Now I have the full run. I think it went like 12 issues of New Invaders. Next, I got these Ghost Rider books. This is the Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider, the one that drives a car. I'm in for this for the Damian Scott art. I'm a big fan of Mosh, so he doesn't do a whole lot of comic work. So whenever I find it, I pick it up. Except from he had that long run on Batgirl and a run on Robin too. I also try and pick those up whenever I find them for cheap. So there's number 7. Here's number 8. It looks like Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider is back. Again with this Damian Scott art, I will pick it up. I really like this cover. It's pretty cool. He has that real graffiti style that I love. So yeah, I dig it. There's number 9. And then with that, I got some more Ghost Rider. Trail of Tears. This time, I'm in it for the Clayton Crane art. Although I do enjoy Garth Ennis stuff from time. Ennis or Enos, whatever the hell. I enjoy his art. I mean, not art, his writing. Sometimes some of the stuff I don't like so much, but when he does do stuff that I like, I actually like it a lot. He wrote one of my favorite series, Shadow Man from McLean Comics. So there's number 1. There's number 2. Another badass cover. Look at that horse. Number 4. This is a 6-issue series. And number 5. So I'm missing 3 and 6. But I knocked out the majority of it in one sitting, so that's not too bad. With that, I got a little more Ghost Rider. Another Clayton Crane, Garth Ennis series, Marvel Knight series, number 4 of 6. I think this one came out first. Again, for the cheap. I have number 1 of this series, so I figure I might as well try and get the rest of them. Even if the story sucks, at least the art. I know the art is good. But I don't think the story will suck. I think it'll be all right. With all that, Ghost Riders, you might think I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan, but I'm really not. It's just kind of a coincidence. I found all that Ghost Rider in one place, so I picked it all up. For me, my Ghost Rider is Dan Ketch. Johnny Blaze is like before my time. I was just a kid when that Ghost Rider series was around, but in the 90s, yeah, I used to collect the Dan Ketch Ghost Rider with the especially the once Mark Teixeira or Tex took over. I was in like every month. I'd buy that book, and then I got this Moon Knight. And that's the Warren Ellis run, number 6. I have number 1, so I'm trying to get at least like get all the Ellis run of that Moon Knight series because it seemed pretty cool. And then I got this Mark Millar, Goran Parlov Starlight number 1 and number 2. I haven't really heard anything about this, so I'm just kind of curious to see what it's all about. And for 60-something cents, why not? Plus, with all the Netflix, speculation, little bit, I don't think that's one of the ones slated for a Netflix series or anything, but you never know. Down the line, it might get picked up for something. And so, like I said, that dealer was 15 books for $10. My buddy was with me. He found a couple books, so we just bought it together so we could get the right price. And these are all in pretty good condition, so I can't complain. Pretty happy with that. with these. And then these next two books I got from a different vendor. These were 50 cents each. I got this Lone Wolf and Cub number 9. And man, there's the Frank Miller cover. I found a bunch of Lone Wolf and Cub. Like, I was trying to collect. I was collecting these like here and there when I found them, but I just knocked out a huge chunk. So there's that. And then there's this Crow of the Bear Clan number 4. If you guys watch my videos, or any of you that watch my videos know, I'm a big fan of these late 80s, early 90s black and white comics that were so popular back then. After the Ninja Turtles, came busted on the scene. This one I really enjoy. I actually see this guy around quite often locally in the small cons and stuff. His name's Edward Luanda or something like that. But yeah, so that's, I only need like one more of these. Those are they're cool. They're mostly nostalgia shit for me. Like I said, those black and white comics, they bring back good memories from when I was a kid. So that was from that guy. And then these I got these are all 50-cent books I got from a vendor that's actually out of Fresno, which is like 45 minutes away. And I got the most books from him, so I went all the way to Modesto to buy books from a guy from Fresno. But if I, go figure. Anyways, so yeah, like speaking of those late 80s, early 90s black and white comics, here we got Dragon Force number 3. I especially like these. Dale Keown was one of the best artists that came out of that era during doing the black and white indie stuff. And these are all Dale Keown books. So there's Dragon Force number 3, Dragon Force number 4. Now, it's just a cool series too, especially once it went to full color. And then this Samurai number 15. Got a lot of love for this book. My brother had this one when we were kids, and I always thought it was awesome. I've been picking up all the Dale Keown Samurai issues. This one had been escaping me, but I finally found it, so I was pretty pumped. So that's it for the indie stuff from that vendor. Oh, they're also, by the way, the guys, they go by Wonderland Comics in Fresno. So if you're ever in Fresno, check them out. I haven't actually been in the store, but if you guys are familiar with the YouTuber Moa, he always gives them a good recommendation, so I would definitely check him out if you're in Fresno. Go swing by. I got this Thor 19. This is a run filler. I'm picking up all this Thor Volume 2. My man John Romita Jr. on art. Looks like he didn't. Like he might have skipped this issue, but it's part of the run, so I got it. Just so I get the complete story. And let's see, so got some more run filler. X Factor number 15. I think this issue might have some kind of significance, but I don't know what it is. I'm just getting it to fill the run. I like this X Factor, the original X-Men team. It's pretty soap opera, but it's fun, and the art is good. The Walt Simonson art is pretty sweet. So I got those, and I got some DC, a little bit of DC stuff. Batgirl number 8. Again, my man Damian Scott, Mosh on the art. I always pick these up, especially when I get them for 50 cents. Number 25, that's a badass cover right there. Extra sized issue. So I'm talking about getting my money's worth. And then I got this Dead Man Love After Death number 1. I already had number 2 that I found for 25 cents. So yeah, I just picked it up just so I can read them both. I'm not a huge fan of Kelly Jones' art, but I think it might be kind of fitting for this type of this character and this type of character and story. So I'm interested in it. And then here's where shit gets a little funky. I got this Stray Toasters by my man Il Bill Sienkiewicz. It says Model 2, so I'm guessing that's issue number 2. I don't know how many of these there are. I'm gonna have to look it up. But it's written and drawn by Bill, so you know I'm in. I got this Bisley's Scrapbook. 3 mighty stories, 5 badass pinups, 1 hell of a guy, and yeah, it's all art by Simon Bisley. And like I always say, nobody beats the Biz. I also got these. I got this The Crow Dead Time. I had seen these before and I didn't pick them up, and I regretted it, especially now that I got this issue and I looked at the inside, and man, that shit it's bad. Like, that art is nice. It's black and white. Alexander Maliv, he did his fucking thing in there. I don't know how good the story is, or I'm sure it's decent at least, but I don't know how good it is. But just for the art, it's worth it. I got these for my son. He's into it. It's Faust, Act 2, Love of the Damned. Gotta censor that a little bit. I don't want to get in trouble here. But my son, he likes this kind of dark stuff, so I got it for him. And Tim Vigil art. It's pretty cool. I'll give him a browse through. So there's that. That's Act 2 and Act 10. And these Faust books are pretty crazy if you've never seen them. They actually made a movie of that shit. That's pretty crazy. So that's it for those. And then the rest of these are from that same vendor at the 50 cent. In the 50 cent box from Wonderland. I just knocked out a big ass run of Lone Wolf and Cub. So we got start with number 2. They all have this little bend on the bottom right hand corner, but I'm sure I could fix that. Just put something heavy on top of it and it'll be fine. There's number 2. I love these Frank Miller covers too. Here's number 4. I actually already have number 3. They had it, so I didn't need to pick that up because I already had it. There's 4. There's 5. I especially love this cover. I don't know why, but this cover really speaks to me. It's one of my favorites. And here's number 6. Looks like Frank Miller's going with more of a like a, I don't know, an older, traditional, like a Japanese style there or something. Number 7. And I already had 8, so I didn't grab that, even though it was there. And if you guys remember from earlier, I picked up number 9 from a different vendor. So there's 10.
Produced by Strong.
11. And 12. And I believe that is all of the Frank Miller covers. So I knocked that out. I might start on trying to collect the old Bill Sienkiewicz covers. I don't know. They had a bunch of them there. But I was like, no, I don't want too much, like I need to just buy other stuff. So I settled for knocking out my goal of getting all the Frank Miller covers, except I got to get number 1 now. So I'll probably just order that. It's not even that expensive. It's like $2 for not a top-notch condition or nothing. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll splurge, get a good copy, pay like $4 or $5 or something. And then, so my son's birthday, his 19th birthday is coming up. I picked this up for him. He really digs this Misfit skull. So I got him this officially licensed Misfits, the Fiend vacuum form mask. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's a cool mask. He's into it, so if you're watching this, Sonny boy, I love you. Happy 19th birthday. I'm very proud of you and what you're doing with your life right now. You just stay on that path, man. Everything else will take care of itself. So again, love you, Sonny boy. Hope you enjoy your birthday. I'll probably post this video after his birthday on Friday, so there's no spoilers, even though I know he never watches my videos anyways, but just to be safe. So there's that. Then upcoming we got these are Ohana Comic Cons coming up. December 8th in Porterville. I'm definitely going to go to that one. Almost definitely going to go to that one since it's in this part of my county, Tulare County. So I got to go show some support. Want them to keep doing shows around here. Sunday, January 6th in Selma, which is pretty close, and January 20th in Fresno at the Ramada Inn. I might go to that one. I don't know. I'm not going to go to all of them, but for sure the one in Porterville. Might go to at least probably one of the other ones. I don't know. But anyways, that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, share with your buddies, all that good stuff. Hit the little bell, all that. And I think that'll do it. I'm going to next week, and I'm going to the Bakersfield Comic Con, so I'm looking forward to that. One's always fun. Yeah, so that's it. Like I always say, get off of YouTube, go read some fucking comics.